morning and welcome to this week's serving of Mickey Waffles, a Disney podcast where we cover everything from parks, movies and merchandise. My name's Sinead.
My name's Kate. Hi guys. How's it going?
I'm good, Kate. How are you?
I'm good. We weren't here last week.
No, and we won't be here next week.
Nope. Sorry about that.
So, we had a bit of a chat, and because neither of us can go to Disney at the minute, and the soonest any of us are going is December, we're struggling to find things to talk about. So, we're going to do every second week for the next little while.
And you aren't going to be too sad about it, to be honest, because otherwise it was just us literally shouting on about absolutely nothing.
Exactly. So this should mean that it's more high quality content. I'm not committing to that by any stretch of the imagination.
High quality content, Sinead, please.
Yeah. Like, no doubt when it gets that bit closer to both of our trips and we can actually start like planning things and maybe like booking restaurants and stuff like that, chances are we'll probably put them out a bit more frequently then.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling that like if I end up doing something important that week,
yeah,
and it's not a week we're meant to record, I feel like we could still probably record. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If things happen, we'll talk about them. But if there's nothing happening, then there's nothing to talk about.
Exactly. And we have conveniently planned them to be the opposite weeks to when the dads record Disney Parks and Beyond. So if you're missing some Disney content...
how kind we are. We even planned it so that you'd still have other shite to listen to.
Exactly. So, as always, linked in the show notes. You can go listen to the dads also talk about Disney. Occasionally I pop on as well.
Sometimes they just argue about the most insignificant things. And
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I know. It amuses me greatly. It amuses me greatly. And then if you want to hear Kate every week still, Christmas Cracker is the thing.
Oh yeah, there's always Christmas movies, so we're still a poppin'.
Yeah.
We literally get 6 listeners a week, so if someone would like to listen, that would be great.
What's this week's movie?
This week is Princess Switched again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it's July, so we're doing sequels because
Excellent.
July is the same as June. Our first movie was Frozen 2. Thank you.
Controversial.
No, it's not. Then Princess Switched again was this week, and next week we're doing the Santa Claus 2, and Sam's friend is hopefully going to join us.
Oh, cool.
Because apparently he really wanted to talk about Santa Claus 2, and I'm like, yeah, sure, great.
Nice. And then we're getting close to August when it'll be Sam's picks. I'm very intrigued.
Sam's picks, June, July, August. September is Action Month.
Cool.
As asked for by Craig. June, July, August, September. And then October is Halloween.
Hi, hello.
And then we're into November, which is just like crappy Christmas movies again. This November, December, and January are just sort of like your standard.
Generic festive.
Yeah, we'll get there. And hopefully, I'm hoping that there's going to be some new movies that we might be able to...
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
I assume Netflix is going to have a movie, and there's definitely going to be like one of those crappy animation ones.
Yeah. Have you done Klaus from Netflix?
Have we done Klaus? I don't think we have, but I did
Klaus
want
is
to.
Lovely.
It's a really nice film. I really like Klaus.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I would
well, I don't know. There's so many movies that I think we've done, and then I talked to Sam, so I was like, we have not done those, and I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah. Because there's sometimes where, like, for some reason a Christmas movie will pop into my head and I'm like, oh, Kate and Sam talked about this. And then I'm like, I don't think you have.
We did Home Alone 2 and I was so certain we'd done the first Home Alone.
Oh my God, brilliant.
We hadn't. I was like, oh, well, this is awkward.
I'll never forget when I first joined Vans, there was a girl called Ivana. She was the supervisor. She was Polish. And we were discussing Christmas movies. And she was like, my favourite Christmas movie is Kevin Gets Lost in New York. Because that's just the direct Polish translation. I was like, brilliant. I was like, that's fantastic. So accurate.
Yeah. I love like the translations of stuff like on Netflix and stuff as well is very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. I like that one.
Big time enjoy. So what have you been up to these past 2 weeks?
None.
Nice.
What have I been up to? I've been working. Started swimming again after literally I don't know how many years, so that's fun. The weekend me and Amy went down to Enniskerry to see the Disenchanted set. It rained. It was great.
Yeah.
It was very wet. But it was cute. It was fun to see it IRL. Everyone was just very pleasant. The vibes were immaculate. We paid a tenner to park in this lad's field.
Nice.
All the money went to the guy and the youth club, so we were like, yeah, take the tenner.
Oh yes, Suzanne told me all about that the other day. I was like, brilliant idea.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I could just imagine people complaining about it, and I was like, fuck off.
Yeah, like get over yourself.
Like, it was like literally the guards and this farmer like sat down and did this themselves. I'm just like, look, everyone just
exactly.
Like, you can't fault that. What else? Oh, we watched the Euros final.
Lovely.
Because I was forced to enjoy football for a couple of weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah, I kind of started to like it, but it's over now. So now I don't like it. Now I'm good.
Oh, that's good. The only thing I know about it is that England lost, and that made me very happy.
It was so stressful. Because I was invested by that point, because I'd watched too much of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I watch enough of anything, I'll get invested into it. Like, sport-wise. But yeah, there's no way I could follow, like, club football, because that shit's way too fucking confusing.
It's too frequent as well.
It's too often. Too often. I liked this tournament because it was like, it'll be over at this date.
Yeah.
Which is in a few weeks' time. And I was like, great, cool. And like, you have to qualify to get the Euros, which means you're actually a good team.
AKA Ireland was not there.
Yeah, and like, so it's actually like high quality players actually playing.
Yeah.
And so there was like kind of stuff going on. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll kind of get into this.
My favourite...
So that's over now, so that's great.
My favourite, again, I do not watch football. I didn't watch a single second of it. But my favourite thing was the entirety of every Irish person I follow on Twitter having the little Italian hand and the Italian flag in their Twitter names for the whole week.
Funny.
It was my favourite thing in the world.
So funny. Anytime anything happened, it was like...
It's just the blind Italian patriotism that just came out from every Irish person. It was my favourite thing in the world.
It's so good. But like, there's so many TikToks going around, like, what a year to be Italian. Like, they won the Eurovision. Literally. They won the Euros. It was the first time, I think it was the first time ever an Italian tennis player got into the Wimbledon final, the men's final.
Just killing it.
Luca came out with an all-Italian soundtrack. Like, what a fucking year. I mean,
Italy had
most of their country nearly got wiped out.
I was about to say they had it. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all had a rough 2020.
Oh, but
Italy had a real bad 2020. Like, I don't think I will ever get the sight of, like, I felt like every time we turned on the RTE news, it was just like these mass ridiculous like trucks bringing people to graves and shit to do with COVID, and I was just like in Italy, and I was like, this is a lot. So I'm very pleased for Italy. Thrilled.
They're turning around.
Thrilled for them.
2021's their years.
Exactly. Delighted for them. What
about you, Sinead? That's my roundup.
What have I been up to? Do you know what I've been watching lately? It's probably not something I would have just like picked up, ergo I haven't until recently. I've been watching Gravity Falls on Disney Plus, and I really like it.
Gravity Falls is a great show.
Yeah, I never watched it, but it's become our new like lunch/dinner time show to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So big time enjoying that. Currently in the process of turning a piano into a bar, which is far more work than I thought it was going to be.
Well, you didn't think it was going to be complicated.
I didn't really. Yeah, it's made me realise two things. One, it's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. But two, pianos are far more flimsily put together than I anticipated. Like, when you actually start taking a piano apart, there is very little keeping a piano,
right,
all the bits in place. Like, it's kind of just like, oh, there's like this tiny little wooden dell that you just move like this and the whole bottom comes out. And it's like, I feel like these should be more...
It is quite an old piano as well, though, isn't it? So
maybe
they make them different now.
I don't know. I feel like they should be more structurally sound than... or maybe we just have a particularly chill one, I don't know. But either way, I feel like it should be more structurally sound than it was. But here we are.
Well, it makes it easier for you to take it apart, doesn't it?
Exactly, which is good. And then it was my niece's birthday party on Saturday, so I got to have Rice Krispie cakes and go on a bounce castle, so I was...
Fuck yeah. Fuck yes.
Oh, best thing. Although,
nothing beats a Rice Krispie cake.
Honestly, like, best thing about a kid's party. She wanted a donut-themed party, so, like, her birthday cake, my brother made a sponge, but then cut it out to the shape of a donut and made it look like a pink donut. And then she had like a little wooden board that had dowels on it that had little mini donuts stuck on it.
Cute,
it cute.
Donut board.
There was a donut piñata. But the pièce de résistance of any child's party are Rice Krispie buns, because they are just the absolute best things in the world.
They're just so easy to make and taste so fucking good.
Honestly, like, they're just great. And then, I mean, I don't care that I'm rapidly approaching 30. I will never not be down for a bounce castle.
No, obviously not.
I love bounce castle. Although, we were driving home from it and we passed a house that had probably... This bouncy castle was probably the length of my house. And it was a shark. And it was like...
That's cool.
It was like nearly 2 feet, like 2 stories high. Like you could probably see this thing from space. It was massive. And I'm like, I don't know if there's like an obstacle course inside this.
I'd say so, yeah.
I don't know. But all I could see was like from here up of the shark. I was like, this is wild.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a lot of I think just because, well, like we live around a lot of estates.
Fair.
And so when we go for like walks with the dogs or walks around the parks, we see a lot of houses, especially on the weekends.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like nearly every weekend there's some bouncy castle in someone's house.
Yeah.
And which is fine, obviously. Like, I'd imagine kids are having more parties at home rather than going places just at the moment, just easier as well. And seeing the range of bouncy castles is phenomenal.
It's wild, because like I'd never seen the shark one. I remember a kid I was babysitting years ago had this absolutely ginormous Titanic one. There was a slide.
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
Very
I think
tall.
I know the one you're talking about.
Very tall. Scared the bejesus out of me. Massive fair heights. But like this shark one was just... It must have been an obstacle course though, because it was very long. It was a long boy. But yeah, love a bounce castle.
I do too, to be honest. I don't know.
Have you watched Luca yet? Did you enjoy?
No, I haven't watched Luca yet.
Okay.
I don't really know why. I just think we haven't had... I don't think we've been able to sit down for a long enough period of time to watch that kind of movie.
Fair.
Like, I watched Raya, but I only watched that by myself. We watched Black Widow.
Oh, same.
But the thing is, I was really in two minds because I really, really wanted to go to the cinema to see Black Widow. But the day after it had come out, there was so much content online about it that I was like, this is going to get ruined for me. I'm going to see too much of it online in like bits.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to enjoy it. So I was like, we just need to watch it now. So we watched it on Saturday.
Same.
I liked it.
I loved it. I love Florence Pugh. I am obsessed with her. Like, I think she is fantastic. I love her. I watched Midsummer not that long ago and I was just like, why are you just so great? Like, I'm so obsessed. And then the second I saw her...
Midsummer.
Oh no, don't. You would hate it.
That's not my kind of movie.
No. But when I saw that she was in... Because I just was blissfully unaware of everything to do with Black Widow. And then it was when you posted in the group being like, here, does anybody want to go splitsies on thing? I also messaged Sandy and was like, here, if I throw you money, can I also have it? So we watched it on Friday. And I was just so happy when I saw Florence Pugh. And then David Harbour. Oh, what a man. Love him.
David Harbour, I think, is one of the best actors in our current time.
Honestly. Like, he's just such a
so funny. He's so great. Yesterday when I was eating my lunch, a meme popped up on my Instagram. And so it was like, on the left was a picture of Florence Pugh. And on the right was a picture of Florence Pugh holding a gun. And it was captioned, Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh Pugh.
Oh, I love stupid shit like that. Oh.
I almost choked on my food because it was so stupid but so funny. I don't think I've seen Florence Pugh in anything, but she was fantastic in this. Love David Harbour. It made me like Black Widow so much more. Like, I'm annoyed that this movie has come out now and it didn't come out like in the middle of like the MCU we have up to date, because it would make me like Black Widow a lot more.
Yeah, I loved it, because I won't lie, there was a part of me that was worried they were going to go down the route of that stupid bit in that DLP fucking show.
Oh, ballerina.
And I wanted to lose I was real concerned that was the route that they were going to go. But I liked that it went a completely different route to that. It was just, like, I loved the bit when they were talking about like the menopause and shit like that. I'm just like, brilliant. I'm like, love this.
Funny. So funny. She was like, and they go in and they rip it out, and I was like, yes, fantastic.
It was just, I was like, I like that this movie isn't just like, ooh, sexy female superhero, because I was gonna lose the will to live if that's what it was all gonna be.
No, because all they talk they talk about is like important shit.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, who's that boy, and oh, who's this, and oh, who's that. It's like just fun sister rivalry.
Yeah, obsessed.
Funny.
Love it.
And then also, not to spoil anything, but the credit scene, it's annoying that it didn't come when it was supposed to come out, because then that scene in Falcon and Winter Soldier would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't have been so much like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was very confused. It was also really quite late when we watched it, so I was like, I need this explained to me. I was like, I don't understand what is happening. Why? So yeah, it's unfortunate that it got delayed. But
yeah, because it just would have made, I don't know, it's unfortunate, because if it had come out when it was supposed to come out, I feel like it would have just slot in a bit better. But
yeah.
anyway.
Agreed. And then the only other thing I've been watching is Loki. Final episode's out tomorrow. I love Loki.
I really like Loki. I really like Loki.
It's just it's again, it's like WandaVision. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel like WandaVision really set us up for fun. Falcon and Winter Soldier was, we understand that this isn't as funny, but this needs to happen so we can have another movie. So if you could all just bear with.
Yeah. We're just
while
gonna
we
go back
explain this.
The shooty boom boom. And then you can go back to fun.
Fun, yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens in the last episode. I'm really excited to see like who the bad guy is.
I keep seeing everybody posting on Twitter being like, it's Mickey Mouse.
Mephisto!
It's Mickey Mouse. And I'm just like, brilliant. It's Bob Chapek. So yeah.
Well. So yeah, no, I'm very excited. What are we doing tomorrow? Oh yeah, we can probably watch it tomorrow. So your problem was that it would come out on a Wednesday, but we wouldn't have time to watch it until Friday.
Oh, fair.
But then last week I was like, no, we're watching it now. I was like, it was getting to like the penultimate stage, and I was like, no, we gotta find out.
Yeah. See, I'm going out for dinner tomorrow, so I'm like, we won't get to watch this till Thursday.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna have to avoid the internet.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the thing, is like I'm on TikTok too often, and TikTok's so sporadic.
Oh yeah, no.
I like literally anything could pop up, and I'm like, fuck you, TikTok.
And it's the thing where you can't just be like mindlessly scrolling and kind of see a bit of a word and then just like filter past. Like it's like someone's like, let me tell you everything that happens in Loki like right this second.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not necessary. No. We don't require this. And then just whilst we're talking of Marvel, and before we get into like newsy bits, I've booked another DLP trip, and I'm gonna stay in Hotel New York. Out of Marvel.
Spent half her life savings.
It's very expensive. So going end of February, start of March, and 4 nights is costing double my December trip. But I really wanted to stay in Art of Marvel. I only have 2 DLP hotels left that I haven't stayed in. And obviously we can't stay in the Disneyland Hotel at the minute because she closed. And I really want to stay in Art of Marvel. So many people I know have booked it. And I was like, fuck it. I tried ringing so many times in the last few weeks, and I've been on hold for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and haven't been able to get through. Just picked up my phone as of random yesterday and was just like, I'll just see if I can get through. Immediately, like straight through. The longest time that I was on hold was when she was processing the thing with my card, and I got to listen to the Pirates song. Oh, made me so happy. So yeah, I'm staying in a superior garden view room.
She's full of herself, lads.
Don't know. That was the only Infinity Pass discount room she could offer me. But we are going to get the offer where we get the free non-alcoholic drinks and we get the print, which I'm excited about. So yeah, I'm really excited.
I mean, like, you might as well. Like, she's not done anything in like a year and a half. Like,
Exactly, and chances are I'm not going to renew my AP when it expires in like May, because I do want to go to Walt Disney World / Disneyland at some stage in the next little while.
And you're not doing that if you're still holding an annual pass for Disneyland Paris.
Exactly. Like, I can't keep paying, and to be fair, I haven't been paying up until recently, until they kicked it back in. But like €40 a month from a AP, like, I don't need to be doing that. They're also not doing the thing anymore, and we'll come on to that news, where they just like give you extra months for the same price. So I feel like this will be the end of my AP for now.
I feel like we'll both go back to it.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll leapfrog them. One of us will get it. So
in a couple, I feel like in a year or two, we'll happily go back to it. But I do feel like we're both at a stage where we'd like to go do other Disney, not even other things, just other Disney things.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then, but like, the thing is, we're at a stage where if we wanted to, we could quite easily go for a weekend trip to DLP comfortably. Because we know when's cheapest, and
just get a little little DLP top up.
Yeah, and it's just, it's not needed for us to go every second month. It was fun when we did.
Oh yeah,
but
that was
it's just not needed anymore.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited to stay in Art of Marvel and see what she's like.
So yeah, I think that's enough shite from us.
Yeah. So shall we get on to a bit of news?
Yes. I don't know where to start.
Should we start with the big thing?
About 35 tabs open.
Should we start with the big thing?
Of which one?
The Premier Access. The Fastpasses.
Oh, right. I was like, Disney Plus?
No. Although, that is very confusing. I hadn't thought of that.
Is there...
I have the tweet here if you want me to just read it out.
Oh yeah, read the tweet, yeah.
So, DLP report posted on the 6th, so a week ago today, that this summer Disneyland Paris will launch Premier Access, a new upcharge in the app to board select attractions instantly from €8 going up to €15 depending on the ride and the time of year, etc., per ride, per person. And then the fact that traditional fast passes will not be returning, but the standby pass thing that they brought in last year will at busy times be the only free option if you don't just want to queue for long periods of time.
Sorry, I actually completely forgot that this happened because we had such a I was so blindsided by it. Yeah, so there's a list here. So attractions available on Disney Premier Access at launch this summer will be Big Thunder Mountain, Hyperspace Mountain, Peter Pan's Flight, Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast, Star Tours, Autopia.
Wild.
Who wants a fast pass for Autopia?
Wild. Tower
of Terror and Ratatouille. So basically, all of the fun rides.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the most disgraceful things that has ever come out of Disney parks, which doesn't stop here. It does move over to the States, which we'll talk about in a little while, but it's absolutely, in my opinion, it's absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Like, I understand that Disney has had a difficult year and a half, but at the end of the day, they're still Disney, and it's not like they haven't been making any money during this pandemic, because Disney Plus has had like a surge of over 100% in like subscribers, and they also own Hulu and they own all the other shit that they own.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me that Disney is struggling that much that they're now requiring you to pay per ride for a fast pass, like fucking Funderland.
Yeah, because like, so seemingly is it Shanghai? They have something like this where you pay per fast pass per attraction and stuff like that. So that's what they've kind of based it off. But when you think about the fact that now Max Pass isn't a thing currently in Disneyland, but pre-pandemic you would pay $15 a day, or it might have gone up to max $20 a day for Max Pass in Disneyland, which gave you access to Fastpasses on your phone. So basically, you didn't get any additional ones, but you could register for your Fastpasses on your phone, and then it meant you weren't, say, if you were over at Big Thunder and you wanted to get a Fastpass for Peter Pan, you didn't have to walk to Peter Pan to see what time it was. You could do it all on your phone. But you also got all your, like, PhotoPass photographers and all that kind of stuff was included in it as well for $20 a day. This is €8 minimum per
so
ride.
That means, like, so
per
what
person.
do you think? Like, Autopia is going to be €8.
Yeah.
But, like, did I close it? Oh, I did.
But, like, on a busy day, they're all going to be 15 quid.
Yeah, like imagine wanting to skip the queue. Like, I just, like, Tartar is my favourite ride. No matter how big the queue is, I'm not spending €15 to get a fast pass.
Yeah. And, like, don't get me wrong, DLP, and me and Sandy had a pretty in-depth conversation about this, that, like, DLP is a park that if you book at the right times, more often than not, we never get fast pass for things. We might get a fast pass for Star Tours and then head on Hyperspace Mountain if the times line up, and more often than not they do. So we might do that so that by the time we come out of one ride we can go straight on to another. Mm-hmm. But it would be rare that we would be like, oh my god, we have to have a fast pass, otherwise we're not going to get to go on anything. DLP is not that kind of park unless it's busy.
Just doesn't work that way. It's so small.
But, and obviously you don't have to pay this. You don't have to pay for your fast pass at all. Obviously it is a prerogative thing, but it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, like, I know people are saying, like, oh, you don't have to pay for the fast pass, like, blah 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 blah, but it's just a bit shit that it's traditionally something that's free.
Yeah. And
is just, like, made in such a way that obviously you can't hold a fast pass for every ride at the same time, and blah 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 blah. And now they're like, money. Please,
it was an
money.
even playing field. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, if you stayed club level in one of the 4-star or 3-star hotels, you got your daily fast pass for every day of your stay.
There was still only one. It's not like they gave you, like, an unlimited fast pass.
Exactly, unless you were staying in Castle Club, and to be fair, you're paying that stupid amount of money, they may as well give you free fast passes.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just that thing of where it used to be an even playing field for everyone. It's again creating that gap. And I get that this is how the world works, but the more money you have, the better experience you'll get to have. And it's just Disney are consistently dragging that more and more into the parks. Whereas before, that wasn't as much of a case. Yes, you could pay for VIP tours, and DLP, you've always had the option to buy an unlimited fast pass. Mm-hmm. But because of that price tag, it was very few people that would. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
I just don't like it. I don't care what anyone else says. I think it's awful. I just think it's awful. I hate it. Like, realistically, if I wanted to, I could afford on my trip to buy a fast pass for a couple of rides.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't, because it's, I don't know, it's just not needed.
Principle of it now.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the only thing is now, people are like, if nobody pays for them, they might just not do it anymore.
Well, you say that, but DLP report have posted, so they have taken out the Fastpass machines. From basically everywhere, and ripped off the Fastpass signs and return times and stuff like that from basically all of the rides. And as I said, it's been a week.
It's so
DLP
dramatic.
don't do nothing that quick.
Yeah.
Unless it's getting rid of Orbitron.
Just suck that out of thin air. Yeah, it's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
As well, that it did sort of just come out of nowhere, and then it was like, get rid of the fact that fast passes ever even existed.
Yeah, because obviously there's a lot of people are now like, oh shit, is this what Disney are planning to do with Disneyland and Disney World? Because fast passes aren't a thing in either of those parks currently.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, are they trying it here and then seeing?
I personally don't think it's something they could do in Disney World because there's too many rides.
Yeah.
I just think that if you told people that they had to buy individual fast passes for individual rides, that people would just get in such a faff about it. Like, I think it's too complicated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For how many rides there are. Like, in DLP, there's like 6 basically on that list.
True.
In Disney World, not even the like Disney World as a whole.
Yeah, like
think how long that list is going to be.
Like basically every ride in Disney World has a fast pass option to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in DLP, like you can't even get a fast pass for Pirates. Like that just doesn't exist. It's just not a thing.
No. So I think, from what I can see from people, from like cast members on TikTok and a couple of Instagrams, is that they're probably going to do what they do in Universal with the not Max Pass.
Why can't I think Express?
Express, thank you. With the Express Pass, where you can buy like a different level of pass.
Okay.
That will get you into it's basically going back to like e-ticket attraction, like A, B, C, D basically attraction, to be like, you can get on these ones once. You can go on 3 of these ones.
Yeah.
Or you can go on all of them once. Or you give us $500 and you can go on all of them as many as you want.
Yeah. And
I think that would be a lot easier because you could just link it to your Magic Band and they'd be like, wah, wah, and you've already used your 3, bye.
Yeah. I think I have a feeling that regardless though, and it's something that we'll get onto and discuss a little bit later, I have a feeling that deluxe resort guests will probably get some form of fast pass included in their stay.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if that wasn't a thing, just given the way Disney seemed to be going.
Fucking straight back. And like, nobody fucking straight back and tomorrow, because the book stops with them, and so they're agreeing to this shit.
Yep.
So yeah, no, fuck both of yous.
Yep. Agreed.
So yeah,
and this is why we will never be on the Disney PR list. Not that I thought that was a thing we would ever do anyways, but here we are.
No.
But so as part of that, as we said, there is going to be the standby pass. So the standby pass was basically, if the queue gets to a certain length, then you would scan a QR code and it would give you like a return time. It would work kind of similar to like the orange pass, or is it the green one? Whichever one Sam had, and we have an episode on it somewhere.
The orange pass.
Link it. Yeah, and you would be able. They basically would give you a time to come back, and they trialed it last year, and it seems to be something that is going to be coming back. But they are, by the looks of it, so E94 posted this, that they seem to be putting it into the app in a more kind of seamless way. So you would get to the ride and it would say that a standby pass is required. It gives you a return time. And then by the looks of it, you should be able to add your annual pass into it, and then you'll be able to add other people into it as well. So it gives you a little like scanny thing where you can scan the QR code on the back of the ticket, and then you can add like your party to it, just to make life slightly easier in the shocking revelation for DLP. So doesn't look like it's fully up and running as of yet, but it's on the way.
I just think it's mad. It's like they're making such a simple park so complicated.
Honestly, like when you think about how overly complicated Line Bertie is,
like in itself,
for DLP and for guests, and how much cast members don't explain Line Bertie to people at the best of times. I'm like,
no.
And you think standby pass is going to work? Nice try.
I just think DLP will never be at that point where people will just know before they go. Like, I feel like majority of people who go to Disney World know what the crack is.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I feel like DLP gets so many layman guests. That's because it's what happens with Line Birdie, and they're like, "Why can't I see Pluto?" And they're like, no reservation, goodbye.
Literally. Oh, you need a reservation. Okay, how do I get a reservation? Oh, they're full for today.
Okay, how do I get one for tomorrow on this app? Bye.
Like, it's just wild. Wild.
Then I have really important news scattered in with like ice creams.
Yeah.
So where's it gone? Oh. Sure. We'll talk about Christmas and Halloween.
Go for it.
So, Christmas at Disneyland Paris will run from November 13th to January 9th of 2022. There will also be a New Year's Eve party special event. Like, might as well talk about something happy before we talk about more annoying things again. Yeah. So Christmas is coming back to DLP, which is very exciting, and they're having their New Year's Eve party. And then also Halloween is coming back to Disneyland Paris and will run from the 1st of October to November 7th. There will be Halloween soiree special events. I thought I only saw, like, on Halloween.
Yeah. So the tickets went on sale for this Halloween soiree. They haven't said any other time. It's €89 per ticket. I can't remember how much we paid. I feel like it wasn't that much.
No, but I feel like this October 31st one's the year we went. Oh, wait, we went on October 31st.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it was that much because we got AP discount.
Yeah, true. The AP discount is 15%. But I think we only paid about 63-ish euro. I definitely don't think we paid anywhere around 89.
I actually couldn't even tell you. No idea.
But, yeah. It's good that the soirees are coming back, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see that they've not done what Disney World have done and just been like...
yeah.
So they're the soirees.
Yeah. Exciting news. Well, kind of exciting news. So Fuente del Oro has had a full refurb. She looks beautiful. Reopened yesterday, and they unveiled a new menu. Now, there are some things I'm very excited about in this menu, but overall I'm a little bit underwhelmed because they have basically just made it like picky food. You can't get like a substantial meal in it anymore, which makes me a little bit sad.
Because it was the best value place for a meal, in my opinion.
It was so good. Like, it was always my go-to restaurant. I was like, Mexican food is like my favorite food anyways. I'm never not in the mood for Mexican food, so it was always a place we would go regardless. But there isn't an actual meal here anymore. I will say, I do enjoy the fact that bar the chicken strips, I can eat everything on this menu.
Wow!
Like, what a wild time. Also, love that you can now get frozen margaritas in DLP.
That's pretty... I actually think that's pretty cool, to be honest.
Like, catch
€8.
me in December with a frozen margarita, freezing my arse off, having some churros, and I'm going to be the happiest person in the world.
And I don't think €8 is that bad.
No, not for theme park prices.
Nah.
I'm so excited.
More expensive in Dublin, like.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen DLP Report tweeting about it. The little fresh vegetables and salsa sauce pot looks very small. It looks about the size of that weird cheesy veg thing. Like, it's that size. Like, it's quite small. It is only $3.50, but very small. But I'm kind of like, if I got that and fries, would it basically be like the loaded fries?
See, I just think it's... yeah, I suppose. I see what they've done, but I don't like it.
No, me neither. Will I still eat there all the time? Most likely, yes. Ooh, they have hard seltzers as well.
Oh?
Now, I will say, I've had this Topo Chico one and it's absolutely rotten.
Topo Chico.
Like, I'm not a hard seltzer drinker in general, but I can tolerate the White Claw lime one. This one, horrific. Oh my god. Not good.
Then the Disneyland Railroad has been running full loops for a little while. There is now a sign informing passengers. All stations apart from Main Street are closed. Better than nothing, question mark?
Yeah. I mean, I get it from like guest flow management standpoint.
And like COVID-ish.
Yeah. Plus they need less cast members if they only have to have people at the Main Street station.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. There's been some updates to some of the Disneyland hotels. So from October 23rd, Santa Fe is going to be reopening.
Woo!
From December 1st, Sequoia Lodge is reopening, which makes me very relieved because I got a very panicked voice message from Sam a couple of weeks ago being like, I tried to book Sequoia Lodge for November and the guy told me that the hotel is going to be closed. So will it be open when you're there? And I'm like, I fucking hope so because I booked that through DLP. So it literally opens the week before I go, which should mean that it'd still be like super fresh and nice. But I won't lie, I was very relieved when I saw this, and I sent the screenshot to Sam, and I was like, we're cool. It's all G. It opens in December.
I actually, not to be bad, but sometimes I don't trust those people on the end of the DLP phones.
Oh,
because they've said stuff to me before, and I'm like, that's not true. So
yeah. Oh, no. Like, 100%, like, when you rang and the girl was like, the races are on, I'd 100% trust that. But when you ring DLP, you never really know.
Oh no, I wouldn't like. But the thing is, when you ring the American ones, they don't sound confused ever. No. When you ring the French ones, they're like, like, yeah. Why don't you know the answer to my question?
I know, it's wild. It's really funny though. When I was ringing yesterday and then was booking Hotel New York, because I generally have to, because I have a very Irish name, it's real difficult for any of the French. Now, I was speaking to an American girl, but it's real difficult for the French people to understand the spelling of my name. So I always pull up the phonetic alphabet and just read it from that, because it just avoids any confusion. And Adam was sitting looking at me like I had 10 heads, and he was like, when did you learn the phonetic alphabet? I was like, oh, I didn't. Just a second I get through to DLP, I pull it up on Google because it just makes life easier. He was like, that's wild.
Yeah, like, otherwise your gender is like wrong, and
it just saves a lot of hassle. And then the final update is Davy Crockett Ranch will be closing for the winter from November 10th, 2021, and will reopen on March 31st, 2022.
Woo!
There you go.
Stop, I've done that. Tick. Some somewhat breaking-ish news from the French government. French President Macron, I know it's not used to this, it's just funnier that way, has announced the mandatory use of a health pass, which is a record of vaccination or recent test to access public places and events. This new measure may impact visits to Disneyland Paris starting July 21st. We are waiting for more information from Disney. So basically, you need to have, it's like 1 shot and a certain amount of days, or 2 shot and another certain amount of days, or proof that you've already had it before and a certain amount of days, and then you're allowed in.
I realised Disneyland Paris actually did, I'm sending it over to you now, release an official statement about it, so I'll let Kate read that out. But I know just before we started recording, I saw that the French government have said that any staff in any of the places that are impacted by this new legislation have to be vaccinated by August. Oh, so you have to make sure you're fully vaccinated. And I'm like, how can you do that?
I saw that as well, because it was on one of those Facebook pages, and people were like, forcing people blah, ram. Shut up. The French President Macron recently addressed the nation to unveil new measures meant to mitigate the spread of COVID across the country. Among these measures, he confirmed that a sanitary pass, I didn't realise the word pass came after that a sanitary pass will be required as of July 21st for all leisure and cultural locations gathering more than 50 people. We remain open and our flexible commercial conditions continue to apply. We will adjust our operations to comply with the new measures and provide more updates as soon as possible. Due to a very high volume of calls, you may experience longer delays than usual when trying to contact us. Thank you for your patience and understanding. We look forward to welcoming you soon to Disneyland Paris. Jeez, aren't you glad you booked your hotel?
I'm very glad I rang when I did.
But I saw online, it's basically you 1 vaccine and so many days afterwards, 2 vaccines and so many days afterwards, or proof that you've already had it and so many days afterwards, and that qualifies you for the pass.
Yeah, and I know the French government have announced that if you have because I know British people were freaking the fuck out about it, the NHS pass is equally as acceptable. It doesn't just have to be the EU one, because obviously that would not make sense.
I got my EU one today.
Oh, so did my dad. He was like, what the fuck should I do with this slip of paper?
Nothing.
I was like, you don't lose it.
Did you get it in the post?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, emailed to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
And sticking on the COVID side of things with DLP, they're opening a PRC or PCR even COVID test centre starting today in the Disney Village for guests who need to test before travelling home in cooperation with Luxamed. The site operates 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Booking and payment is required. And then DLP Report posted a link to it, because I know it was something that our friend Sandy was wondering about. as to where the hell you get a PCR test before you travel. But now you can do it in the Disney Village, making life nice and easy for people.
Which is mad for DLP. AP sales are reopening on July 15th. Guests who would like a refund can now request one until the 8th of August. A few notes ahead of the reopening. No more free months for renewal.
Yep.
Instead, guests will get a 15% discount for a renewal up to 2 months before expiration. And the large family offer is 20% off 5 APs or more is no longer available.
Yeah. Again, I feel like this is kind of part of why I feel like I'll probably not renew for a while. Because before it used to be like, here's all these extra months for free.
I just feel like this I'm fine with.
Oh,
because no one really needs an annual pass. An annual pass is a pure luxury.
100%.
The Fastpass thing, though, I'm like, you bastards.
Yeah.
Again, no one needs a Fastpass, but like, it's rude. But yeah, that I'm fine with. I'm like, yeah, sure. Limit APs, I don't care.
I get you. Some exciting updates that'll be coming to DLP pretty dang soon. Is there's going to be some updates coming to Mickey's PhilharMagic on July 17th, so on Saturday. So there's going to be a new animated scene based around Coco. So the musical number Un Poco Loco will anchor the new scene when it opens to guests at Disney's California Adventure Park and Disneyland Paris on July 17th, before being added to Magic Kingdom Park later this year during the Walt Disney World Resort 50th anniversary celebration. So Donald's going to be bopping over and having a little dance with everybody. The visuals for this are adorable.
Yeah, they're very cute. I hope it's fun. I'll see it in January, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm very excited about this. I know a lot of people, and we had a conversation about this on Disney Parks and Beyond, a lot of people hate on the DLP PhilharMagic, and I get it. It doesn't have the Donald butt, which is arguably the best part of PhilharMagic, but it is very cute, and I do love it, so I'm excited.
I don't know anything different, so I think it's great.
Oh, just wait till you see the butt.
Then MasterCard reservations. I love these MasterCard reservations. MasterCard reservations are available for Disney Junior Dream Factory. As usual, each card holder can reserve 4 seats at guest services. They do not guarantee access, and guests must queue as usual.
Yeah.
Those seats look like so much fun though. They're like on the floor. I think you get to sit cross-legged. That's cute.
I know. Really cute. And then there's a couple little tiny bits from DLP as well.
Just read through them all.
Cool. So they have a new collaboration to go along with their one with the Baby Bell company. So they're having a collaboration with Heinz as well. So I assume we're gonna have good ketchup in the resort for a while. So that makes me happy. You can get a new lightsaber Calippo looking ice poppy thing for $3.50 over in Discoveryland. Donald has a new Newport Bay outfit. I have to say, these Newport Bay outfits, I bloody love them.
Yeah, I hate that they're in the Newport Bay, but they're so cute.
Oh, it's just like a little retro sailor outfit. I'm so here for it. Bloody obsessed. And then there's new bridal ears that come with a veil that are available over by Adventureland Bazaar. And then there are new bag screening machines as you go into the resort as well. Happy days. And I think that's all the little shitty bits of news. I don't think
Yeah. Heinz is the latest brand to become official partner of Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, I said that. I said we'll have the good ketchup.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course.
That's alright. And then they've added the Iron Man statue that used to be in studios during the Marvel season to the front of Hotel New York. Which makes sense.
Yeah, I'm happy they did that.
Yeah. That's all the DLP bits.
Yeah, I think that's everything for DLP. So then, moving stateside, let's get ready to be annoyed about something else. New early park entry and extended evening hours coming to Walt Disney World guests, but only if you stay in a deluxe resort.
Or DVC.
Yeah, which is just fucking crazy. So early park entry, as previously mentioned by Disney, they'll be rolling out a new early theme park entry benefit for all guests staying at Disney Resort hotels as well as select hotels. Basically, you get into all 4 parks half an hour early if you stay on site, regardless of your hotel. Wow. Or, go on. No,
Isn't this the change that they made to DLP? Where rather than having an hour and a bit in one park, versus the other. They were like, you can have extra magic time in both, but it's shorter.
Yeah, but I feel like that was so much easier to do in DLP.
Oh, no, absolutely. Because you can kind of just like walk towards and be like, crush everything else. Yeah. And then just decide.
Yeah. But then extended evening hours, another new perk, has been announced for those staying at Disney Deluxe Resort hotels and Deluxe Resort villas. These guests will also be able to enjoy extended evening hours on select nights in select parks. This is a big benefit for DVC members and anyone who opts to stay in the deluxe category. This will begin early October. Current dates and times are not yet available. As with any park entry, a valid ticket is necessary as well as a valid park pass. Guests using this perk may also use park hopping to experience the extended hours as long as they have entered the park in which the original pass was made. For both of these options, there will be select rides, attractions, merchandise, and food options available. Guests are being encouraged to bring their Magic Band, Disney Magic Mobile Pass, or other resort identification. I hate it. I think it's awful.
Yeah.
I listened to you and the dads and Craig being like, it's fine. It's not fine.
Yeah.
I wanted to reach into my phone and strangle Craig. I was like, no. No. I completely agree with like yourself and Nick. Like, it is pricing people out.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Like, this, in my opinion, this is something that Disney never went out to achieve. To be like, you can have a really good experience if you spend $60,000 to stay here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
it's just,
if you can only afford $6,000, then fuck you.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's that whole thing of, obviously in life in general, if you have, I'm not going to say excessive amounts, but if you have extra disposable income,
I'd say excessive. Yeah. I'd say excessive.
If you have excessive disposable income, you can afford to do things, go places, buy things to make your life potentially more enjoyable, right? And I feel like, obviously, you used to be able to get, like, again, VIP tours and stuff like that. But once you got into the park, for the most part, you were on a level playing field.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where my issue lies with all of that. Like, obviously, if you stay in one of the monorail hotels, yes, you have to pay an extreme premium to be able to do that. And you have the privilege of being able to walk to Magic Kingdom rather than having to take a bus. Or if you are in one of the Epcot resorts, you can walk to Epcot or you can walk to Hollywood Studios, and you are paying that extra for the privilege of being that bit closer to the magic. I get it. But again, once you step foot inside the park, with the exception of maybe like food options and stuff like that, like, you are on a level playing field. Your experience in the park is not dictated by your bank balance.
Yeah.
Whereas now it is.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like 2 years ago, you handed over money and they gave you this 10-piece puzzle. And no matter how much money you spent, everyone got the 10-piece puzzle.
Yeah.
You spend more, you get an extra piece. Grand. But now, it's like you pay your money, but you're not paying enough, so you only get 8 pieces.
Yeah.
But
or you still get the 10-piece puzzle, but the deluxe resorts get the instructions.
Oh, that's fantastic. There we go. That's literally it. And it's like, because I was only thinking, because I was saying to Ed, I was like, this is, between this and whatever they're doing with Fastpasses, it might make our trip really fucking complicated.
Potentially, yeah.
And it might end up being that we're gonna have to wait in a more than anticipated, like, long lines.
Yeah.
To get on a ride. And it just means you can do less. It's just ridiculous. It's like people who can't afford to stay in a deluxe now can only do less, whereas people who can stay in a deluxe get to do as much as they could before and more.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't think it's, I understand, like, I'm not stupid. I understand it's a company and I understand they want to make money. I get it. Like, I get it. But I really do think that sometimes, not like, lately, Disney isn't what Disney's meant to be.
Yeah, and I feel like that kind of feeds into also part of why I certainly anyways was getting real fatigued being happy clappy about Disney every single week. And it's partly why I feel like doing it every 2 weeks will make that a bit more manageable for me, even just from a mental capacity. Because over the last year, I feel like every single thing that has come out about Disney has all been fucking negative. Now, if you're a pixie duster and you're going to choose to see the sunshine and sparkles from Disney all the time, that is fine. Don't know why you're listening to our podcast, because we are not like that.
No, literally.
We are the polar opposite of that. But again, it's just, and don't get me wrong, I get that at the end of the day, if you're staying in a deluxe resort, you are paying an absolute premium for it. And should you get extra benefits for that so that they can keep encouraging people to pay that ridiculous extra money? Sure. But previously, it used to be, if, for example, when they would do the dining plan, if you stayed in a value resort, you got breakfast included in your stay. If you stayed in a moderate resort, you got the quick service dining plan. Or if you stayed in the deluxe resorts, you got the Disney dining plan, which gave you a sit-down meal as well. Now, obviously, you could pay extra to plus any of those up to the next level or a level above that. And that I had never had an issue with, because the benefit that you were getting was relative to the money you were paying. And I get that.
No, yeah, I get that too.
But again, that the second you stepped into the park, you were on a level playing field, whether you were staying at Pop Century or whether you were staying in a Polynesian bungalow. Unless you booked a VIP tour, you were on a level playing field. That is not the case anymore.
No. So I just think it's shit. I hate it.
Agreed.
I think, and I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried as to where it's going to go from here. Like, park closes at 6. Unless you're staying in deluxe, you get to stay till 8. Like,
yeah.
Oh no, you can't go in here. Like, yeah. Are you in a deluxe hotel now? Sorry, you can't shop in this shop. Like, it's fucking. I think it's ridiculous.
I agree. Moving over to Disneyland. So they've announced the plans for the Halloween season for Disneyland. So the Halloween season is going to run from September 3rd to October 31st. They're bringing back some fan favourites. So they're bringing back Oogie Boogie Bash. Bless Oogie Boogie Bash. There was only the one.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and that was that. But they're still going to be doing the decorations in Radiator Springs, where it becomes Radiator Screams, which is a big fave. So Mater's Graveyard Jamboree is coming back, and Luigi's Honkin' Halloween. I'm so obsessed with all of it. Absolutely love it. Then in Plaza de Familia, from September 3rd to November 2nd, they will be celebrating Dia de los Muertos. As I said, Oogie Boogie Bash will be coming back on 25 select nights. There will be trick-or-treat trails. There will be the Frightfully Fun Parade. And tickets went on sale today. Don't know if they're on sale as of yet, because that's California time and that's
time difference.
Bizarro time. And there was something else from Disneyland Resort. You won't want to miss all the transformed Halloween-themed attractions and sightings of your favourite Disney characters and villains, seasonal decor and tasty treats. Downtown Disney District will also get into the spirit with delightful decor, seasonal treats, and all-new Halloween-themed pumpkin hunt. Hello. Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit. Oh my god. I can't wait to see this. So yeah, there's gonna be loads. Haunted Mansion Holiday is coming back this year, and I'm very excited about it. Not that I'll get to see it, but I am excited about it. And Halloween Screams has come back too.
I just feel like Disneyland has been like, no, it's okay. We'll just keep everything we normally have. Thanks, bye.
And again, it kind of comes back to that whole thing of, like, as much as they don't have annual passes right now, like, Disneyland is very much ruled by locals. And when they've tried to change things in the past, there's been a very drastic revolt. Whereas Walt Disney World is predominantly tourists that are like, let's do our once in a lifetime trip, and they'll just put up with it. I say this being someone that has done that and continues to think that way, so I'm right there with you.
Hopping over back to Disney World. Disney's, oh god, it's just gonna be negative again. Disney Very Merriest After Hours to replace Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in 2021. Yeah. Now, So there was some Christmas news. And personally, what broke my heart was that they're not putting up the twinkle lights. Because I thought I was going to get to see the twinkle lights because we were going so early in January. But no, because they're not putting them up.
Oh, KP.
And I was like, that's cool, whatever, that's fine. Like, the Christmas party thing doesn't bother me because I was never going to that. But I was like, oh, cool, no lights, that's fine. Walt Disney World has announced that Disney Very Merriest After Hours will be the new hard-ticketed holiday event for 2021. The event is set to begin on November 8th before all the rest of the festive fun throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. It will be available on select nights through to December 21st. 31st? The 4-hour event will be packed with holiday festivities such as Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks. So there's fireworks in this after-hour event.
But no cavalcades.
And Disney characters throughout the park, holiday music and decor, treats included, and so much more. Similar to other Disney After Hours events, a limited number of tickets will be sold for this event. It's held after regular park operating hours with lower wait times and access to more than 20 select attractions. Ticket sales will begin next month. An early purchase window will be available to guests of select Walt Disney World Resort hotels.
Nice.
The top comment on Disney Park blogs is Mickey's very chapik money grab.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, people aren't too happy. People are mostly blaming people who bought tickets for the Boo Bash, not the Boo Bash, the fucking after the Halloween after hour thing. What's it called?
Boo Bash?
The Boo Bash. Yeah, it is Boo Bash. And people are like, see what happens when you sell out the fucking Boo Bash? They think that they can do it again for Christmas.
Yeah. It's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculously fucking expensive. And the thing is, people are gonna pay it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think... See, part of me is like, because we've already not paid for, but like, we know how much our trip in January is going to cost. And I'm like, that's fine. Yeah. I'll pay that. But I don't think if we waited till next year, we'd be paying for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, this is a bit ridiculous. Even at this state, like, we were kind of like, we're going to have to see how it goes once the 50th anniversary starts, which is pretty soon, and see what's going on. Because if it's going to turn out that we're going to have to wait in 3.5 hour lines all day and only get on 4 attractions, is it even really worth it? Are we both just going to come away from 2 weeks really, really tired and really, really disappointed?
I don't think you will.
No, and see, I don't know.
I don't, and like from watching Tim Tracker videos and stuff like that, like I feel like every time he gets in a queue, it's like, it's posted a 40-minute wait. Oh, it actually only took 10 minutes, or it actually only took 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't think, and I think there are so many things in Disney World that regardless of whether you got to go on any rides, I think there are so many things in Disney World that you would be like, oh my God. That like I think you'll still like you'll have an amazing time regardless.
Yeah.
Does this potentially kind of hinder it slightly? Yes. But yeah.
I think it's just something we're keeping an eye on.
Yeah, which is fair.
I mean, we'll 95% still go. But then I always keep forgetting that we're going in January as well, and no matter what the year's been like, people still won't be going in January because they have to go to work. Yeah. So
agreed.
It's not going to be as crazy as like summer.
Yeah, exactly. And then since you have this is the last thing I had, but since you have 10 million days booked for Hollywood Studios, there's new food for Hollywood Studios. Exciting times.
Wow, woo.
So Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo has 4 new menu items, none of which is vegetarian, I would like to point out. Thank you very much, lads. So there's
That's shocking.
Right? There's the Batuian beef and crispy tomato stir fry, which is smoky braised beef glazed in tamarind sauce served with stir fried vegetables, crispy herb yuca, pickled onions and cilantro. I'm not going to read out the description of everything. I don't even know what I did for that one. There's roasted Andorian chicken salad. There's a Pyramid hot chicken tip yip. Cool.
I love saying tip yip.
Tip yip. And then there's Pika Tuna Poke, which is also very fun to say, I have to say.
Pika Tuna!
Pika Poke. And then, I suppose this is technically vegetarian. There's the Outpost Puff, which is chocolate-filled something chocolate mousse and green milk sauce. Which is,
I think that looks buzzing.
Yeah.
That looks like so much fun.
Yeah, it does. It looks v interesting. But what I will say I'm excited about is the fact that Ronto Roasters in Disney World have finally brought the vegetarian options.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they have the Kryl pork rinds, so you can get them. But there's the zucchini wrap, which is their plant-based version of the Ronto wrap. But there's also the Triple Suns breakfast wrap as well, so you can get veggie things in the morning and in the evenings. What a great time. You can also get a load of weird sticks of fruit and veg in a glass.
That also looks really fun.
Looks wild. Very intrigued. Hot Diggity Dog at Fairfax Fair, you can get a bunch of different hot dogs. There's a truffle bacon macaroni cheese hot dog, which sounds wild.
As someone who
enjoys
in
all
the
of
past
those things.
Couple of weeks has had a drastic increase in the amount of truffle that they eat, I just think this could either be delicious or shit.
When I read it, I was like, this could be something Kate could really enjoy. There's a new pretzel dog, the California BLTA dog even. There's a Chicago style hot dog, which is a plant-based option. And then there's an all beef quarter-pound hot dog, which Tim Tracker's going to go and eat because he loves a giant hot dog.
Yeah, crazy.
And then the last thing, which I'm going to read the entire description of because it looks and sounds utterly beautiful. There's the chocolate peanut butter explosion shake, which is chocolate ice cream layered with peanut butter sauce, topped with whipped cream, garnished with chocolate peanut butter crumbles, and a chocolate dipped peanut butter cake. Slurp this peanut buttery delight at Hollywood Scoops on Sunset Boulevard.
I think I will, thank you.
I just want to have a swim in that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That definitely tastes amazing, and it's definitely way overpriced. But whoo!
Yeah. And then the only comment on this post is from a guy called Scott saying, the truffle mac and cheese is back. I've missed it since they changed the menu. So he's very excited. So it must be somewhat okay.
Excellent. What a great time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all the news.
That's everything. That's everything I could find.
Yeah, great. Yeah, let us know what you think. But I'm interested to get people's opinion on this whole deluxe hotel situation.
Yeah.
On if you think that's just the way it is and you just don't go as often and you just save for 15 years instead of 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I can never get around just how expensive the deluxe resorts are.
Yeah.
They're crazy money.
Yeah.
Crazy money for what they are.
Yeah. We had a whole conversation about this the other day about how blissfully unaware our boyfriends are at the actual cost of deluxe resorts.
Yeah, because I said to Ed about the extra hour thing, blah blah, and he was like, right, because he's always very happy to upgrade to something if it's a little bit extra, because he's like, it's just gonna make when we picked a preferred room.
Agreed.
Extra $100, absolutely
worth it.
Yeah, we're in a position, grand. But he was like, so how much? Well, keeping in mind we're staying in a value.
Yeah.
So how much would it be to maybe upgrade to a deluxe? I was like, about $55,000. 30,000 if we're lucky. And he was like, oh no. I was like, no. At
least a couple paychecks.
Yeah.
If you're going Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is the cheapest of the deluxe.
A couple of paychecks where we wouldn't be paying the mortgage, the electricity, or the gas bill.
And you'd be eating diddly squat.
Yeah. We'd literally be sitting in a house in the cold, in the dark.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, please let us know what you guys think. You can hit us up on Instagram at Mickey Waffles Pod. We also have a Twitter at Mickey Waffle Pod.
We also have an email if you want to email us. People always email the dads, and I'm always like, we never get emails.
Oh yeah, email us.
Yeah,
I'd love to read out an email.
Yeah, so it's mickeywafflespod@gmail.com. I'll leave it in the show. I think it's in the show notes, but I'll leave it in the show notes if it's not already there. But send us an email.
Yeah, please. I'd love that a lot. I'd really like that. I think Ben and Mikey get emails as well. And who else get emails? Oh, the Weekly Planet, but they're a fucking huge podcast, so obviously they get emails.
That's fair.
So yeah, I think that's it.
I think so. As always, if you're listening on an Apple device or if your podcast app of choice lets you leave a review, please do. Or, you can always share us with your friends, your family, your dog. Always your dog.
So yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Exciting times.
Stay safe and goodbye.
Goodbye.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.